There's very few mowers I've met that I like. The LX172s and LX178s are kind of my favorite, but they're a bit underpowered and their decks are a bit small. This is a Stanley riding mower. It was made by Murray. In case you have one of these, um, they're kind of complicated, but not. One of the best things about this thing is changing that drive belt. The deck can look a little intimidating. There's two arms, one that runs across here and one that goes up and down, and then you loosen that big wing nut, and then I take the two bolts out. There's a pin right there. If you look at that pin sticking out, if you can see that right there. I'm trying to keep this in the viewfinder, but that pin, that's bullshit. Just drop it right here. You're going to have to lift the mower up. This has kind of a high chute, and without having to take that apart, I use the floor jack to get this thing up. And what I like about these mowers is the Tecumseh motor. I don't like those plastic carburetors, and this has one of those vector carburetors. This is very intimidating looking to change this drive belt down in there. And I lubricated everything. You had to pull the gas tank out, and there's two bolts, if you can see them, where that steering shaft is underneath there. I don't know if my camera's getting it. There's two bolts underneath there. You gotta take those bolts out and pull your steering wheel all the way up, and then the belt comes out through the front. And one other thing I noticed about this, it's one of the first that I've encountered since the 1970s. This does not have a crankshaft bolt. I believe there's two of the set screws that go into the shaft on this. I've seen those back in the 70s and the 80s. I haven't seen anything built with it twice. But for a Murray, this is a foot pedal forward and reverse. I don't know if I'm showing you that. So I'm not very fond of Murray, Boland's, or White. Even their older stuff, I'm not really fond of it. Cub Cadet. Craftsman was always a better tractor and more affordable for the working guy than the overpriced Deeres. There were two Stanley decals. I painted that hood some time ago. I bought this back before I left for Iraq, and I was jonesing about a mower, and somebody says to me, geez, I might have one of your tractors. And Lord and behold, when I went to the house, opened the door, he had it sitting in the front of the barn all polished up. I only maybe had this thing a couple of months before all the shitstorm of George Bush left. And I really did like the tractor. And there was nothing unfortunate, but I've been using this hard the last couple years, so it was time for belts. And there's your belt number. I know it's upside down. Maybe you just turn your computer screen upside down to read that. I think I have it here. It takes an 89-inch drive belt, and I think I'm a size too large, maybe. It's really made a mess. That's the 42-inch deck belt number. And that is about it for the drive belt, other than, I was going to tell you about taking this battery out and the battery tray, and you can slip that belt right off the drive pulley. Unlike other mowers, there are a few with the pulleys on top and the fans underneath, and those are the ones I like. Those ones with the fans on top and the pulleys on the bottom, they're a bastard. Here is your neutral. It's really a simple machine. And if you have another issue, there's a vent tube that sticks up in here. If your axle starts slipping, you can easily add some fluid like I did. Mainly it was the belt. That belt was polished. I mean, this drive belt was... Here's the drive belt. This thinner one, it was just polished. So the belts were worn out totally, and it started giving me grief. So I decided, well, today's the day I'm going to pull it apart. And I'm going to finish lubricating it. And that's what I'm telling you folks. That's why I'm going to put you on the thing. The John Deere LX172. This key switch and the starter, I guess because of the heat, it does take a little bit of cranking to get that big old 17 horsepower to fire. So, the key switch went, and the starter, it'll start kind of weird. And then once it's hot, it doesn't want to start. So it's probably the starter's fatigued. So that went down. My backup Troy built, my little antique Troy built, that I just keep mostly in the barn up here and just keep it hid there. The PTO went. So it's not just you, and the time to fix that shit is not when you need it. The time to fix the stuff is in your off time, or like me now, I'm shut down till Memorial Day. But working here and running a business out of your home, read my lips here. I'm going to quote George Bush, the guy I hate most, but read my lips. This is like an asylum. You never know what's going to come through the door next. So running the insane asylum, I try to choreograph my work. I try to integrate it into getting my laundry done, going food shopping, which is, it gets to be difficult. Believe me, it does, because I start on this stuff early in the morning. Basically not down here, but up. I'm ordering parts because we have the Silverado to restore. We have that Ford truck. There, I said it again, Ford truck. It doesn't get any easier to say that for if you're me. So I have parts I've got to order, plus I have other people. A bicycle just walked in the door here. It's like an insane asylum. I don't know what kind of lunatic or lunacy I'm going to be dealing with next. I don't know either the customer's a lunatic or the project is. People, they bring stuff here because they know I'm cheap. And what's happening is, now that I'm getting a reputation for that, people know the stuff needs a lot of work, and it's kind of binding me up. And then I got to start turning stuff away, which I hate to do. So it's a tough thing running your own show. And the weather, we were now today getting back. It was cold this morning. Now we're getting back to like 80 degrees. It went down to like 55 yesterday and stayed there all day. It's no wonder you don't have COVID. You're probably sick just because you're sick because of this weather. You don't know how to dress when you go out the door. So I believe that is another customer pulling in. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen next, but I have to go. I hear a vehicle.